Abel is the coolest baby I've ever met.
He's just such a spitfire. He's constantly intrigued by every little movement, any leaf that blows by outside, or the dogs walk by, or he just wants to know what's going on all the time.
Aww, he's perfect. He's spunky and he's so happy.
We've just recently, in the last year, gone on a pretty crazy journey.
Going into the appointment where we would find out if he was a boy or a girl.
We found out he was a boy, and then the doctor came in with some unfortunate news, and that was about Abel's heart condition.
Essentially, he was born with a half a heart. I just remember my heart beating out of my chest. That was not what I was expecting. We were able to deliver at Children's, which was a blessing. He told us that there were surgeries that could be done to repair the problem.
There's two options. It was either go through the 3 planned corrective surgeries or let Abel pass. It was a no-brainer. We were gonna do everything we could to give him a chance.
After he was born, he looked perfect. His first surgery date was unknown, so we tried to make it as normal as possible. But we knew in the back of our minds that that was always there. I remember vividly us getting to have skin-to-skin for the first time the day before his first surgery, and I remember Jason just crying.
It was amazing to feel his heartbeat and his little tiny body squirming around. It's probably the best feeling of my life.
I remember trying not to think that that was the last time I was gonna hold him, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help but have those thoughts. He was going in for open heart surgery. I had no idea what the outcome would be.
His first surgery, they reconstructed his aorta to make it bigger.
After the surgery, we were called up to the PICU. And then when we came into the room, it just all hit me. You can't be prepared for something like that when it's your own child. He was just tubes from head to toe and gray and lifeless. They assured us he was going to be fine. Everything went well.
They were about to send us home, and they noticed that his tricuspid valve was regurgitating. So they decided to do another heart surgery, tricuspid repair. His heart immediately started working better, and about a week later we went home.
We didn't know we would ever get to do that. It was scary, but it was just so good to have him home. We had our first cardiac appointment.
Just a regular weekly checkup, and they did an echocardiogram and noticed that his heart was failing.
After that appointment, we checked in immediately. I remember I broke down and cried. I said, I don't know how much more he can take.
I had gone to sleep. It was about 10:30 at night. All of a sudden, he just started moaning and gasping for air. Just a few seconds later, Abel stopped breathing. As they continued to give chest compressions, they brought in the heart and lung machine and had him on ECMO within a few minutes.
That was really, really scary. The machine is just insane.
We weren't sure if he would ever regain enough strength to come off of it. And then one day he just did. We were all there cheering for him. It was the best gift.
So transplant's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and the process starts with what's called an evaluation. And the evaluation process includes meeting a lot of people, pharmacists, dietitians, social workers, surgeons, cardiologists, specialists.
Jason and I would go to rounds every single day, and this day was a little different. Barb Reesner, his transplant coordinator, interrupted the doctor. She said, he's going in for surgery. And I said, why?
And I looked at Wendy and I said, we have a heart for Abel.
I grabbed her and Dr. Spicer and Dr. Ali, and I gave them the biggest, best group hug I've ever been a part of in my entire life. It was finally his turn.
3 hours post-surgery, we were back in the intensive care. You could tell 100% difference right away. His color went from blue to pink. He felt warm.
And the next day, he was smiling. Through his intubation tube, he was smiling. And just, you could tell he felt amazing. It was the perfect fit. We knew how sick he was. The doctors told us he was dying, but we had no idea how bad he really felt until he had that new heart. And he was just shining. He was just full of life.
Everyone who's born should have a chance at survival. And unfortunately, there's a lot of kids that are born with heart disease. Without the research and development and modern medicine, those children would not be given a chance.
The American Heart Association has done so much for us. I don't know where we would be without them.
They tell us the average heart lasts about 15 years, so we have that weighing on our minds. Hopefully, modern medicine, in addition to the American Heart Association, can find another way to prolong this perfect heart of his for life. With the help of the American Heart Association, we are able.